stream. So hello commanders, we are doing a continuing tour of the galaxy. We're in the Void sector, which is the westernmost sector of the galaxy. And this is probably going to be a short stream, but I just wanted to show you what we found just after the end of the last stream. So let's go to the map so we can see where we are. Right, okay, so we are somewhere around here. In the last stream, we were heading towards some Femerolia, which is what we are looking at now. And that it's the first time I found this particular species, and it's quite different to all the other ones. So I'm going to wanted to capture that on video. If you've come here from one of the announcements I just put out, you'll have probably just seen a close-up of this. Right, so let's get out and have a quick look around. Right, I've already scanned 3 samples. So again, I only stayed on the planet to... Alright, controls are not working. Right. Alright, I think something has become unplugged. Right, okay, there we go, that's better. Right, so I'll just disembark. And we'll go and have a close look at these. Right, so they're basically big mushrooms. And they grow on the I think they're fumarals, I think they're called. We have the planet still there, so yeah, that was where it was pretty much when I took the screenshot yesterday. Right, let's go into the camera suite so we can get a good close-up look at these. Yeah, I've got a feeling the red bits glow a little, or slightly translucent. And the glow in the dark from the screenshots that I got last time. There's a slight twinkle on the actual femoral itself. Right, okay, so that is, let me get you the exact name so that you know what they are. Don't think I can scan them again. No. Right, so they were Femerolia Nutris Red. So the only Femerolia Nutris I've found so far, so presumably they come in different colours. Right, okay, so the two biology on this planet, the other one's bacteria. I'm not going to bother finding that. And I think, actually, having said that, there is some bacteria. I'm pretty sure that's bacteria. Right, so okay, I will land.
Landing gear retracted.
And go and collect the bacteria. It was a bit darker when I first landed, so I didn't see that. I am A-Tulu07. Welcome to the stream.
No gravity.
Yeah, I just thought I'd do a little roll there. If you didn't see the beginning of the stream, which I think you probably didn't, I have found some very rare plants. These mushrooms. First time I've found those, and some not quite so rare bacteria, which should be somewhere in front of the ship. It's a very green looking planet, this one. So I am assuming you're a commander, what have you been doing recently in the game? I've spent the last... No, it's directly straight from the ship. I spent the last... it's getting on for about 8 months now, maybe 9 months, exploring the galaxy. I am in the Void sector of the galaxy, which is the westernmost sector, which was the destination for Distant Worlds 2 or 3. It might have been 3 actually. Alright, this looks like a bacteria type that I've not seen before. It's a bit like slime mold. I've not seen this bacteria before, I don't think. Bacterium Tella magenta. It doesn't look very magenta. I don't think I've found Tella before. Oh, I have. I found magenta as well. Okay, so this is the third time I found this. Maybe it's the colour of the sky that makes it look slightly different. Yeah, I specifically came to this planet because I found it in the Codex. So it's nothing. I haven't found it by chance. Every time I get into a new sector, I look in the Codex to see if there isn't anything I've seen before, and that was one of 4 things that came up. Yeah, so I've only seen that on this planet, and I've now scanned. I'm getting up. Well, I've got 500 scans in my databanks at the moment, ready to be handed in. I probably lost about another 200 or 300 before when I was shot by a fleet carrier for not being in quite the right place and getting a little bit too close to it. There's some more bacteria there, I think. But yeah, it's the first one of those I've seen. Again, with the Femorolia, I think that's how you pronounce it. You only find those on planets that have biological life and geological features. So that's what makes it quite rare. I don't think I've found. I think I found a couple of different varieties of that by chance, but most of them have been ones I've gone to from the Codex to deliberately find. Currently on your way to Colonia. I am too, but I'm probably not going the most direct route. Let me get the map back up for you. I'll show you which route I am taking to Colonia. Yeah, so we're currently around here. Colonia is here, and we will be following the Spar Alarm around. So I've been following the Spar Alarm. So I started in Sol. went to the tip of the spiral arm, followed that around to around here, and this is where I got killed, so I lost an entire spiral arm pretty much of data. Then I've been got into the middle, then I've been following this spiral arm around to Beagle Point, and I hot-footed it from Beagle Point to this tip of the tip of the spiral arm, and now I'm following this spiral arm around, and we'll be heading to Colonia after going for a sort of a full spiral around the galaxy. At Colonia, I'll get the engineers that I haven't got, so I haven't got the new Odyssey Colonia engineers, so I will get those. And then I'll continue the galaxy tour and go around and complete the last spiral arm, going up to here and go into the easternmost point of the galaxy, which is somewhere in that sector. And then we'll hot-foot it back, cutting through these two fleet carriers here, and these will be the last. This will be the last sector of the galaxy that I haven't visited, and I will have then visited all the fleet carriers in the deep space support array. Okay, right, so back to the game. And I've got to go and find one more sample of bacteria. Yeah, so I set off sort of mid-July. So this is the second tour of the galaxy that I've done. The last one was just after the Codex was released, and there were life on planets that you could go and scan in Horizons. So I visited every sector of the galaxy and scanned at least one form of life in each sector. But this time I'm travelling the full length of every sector of the galaxy and the full length of each spiral arm. If you look at the About section on Twitch, there's a link to the galaxy map, and all the points on the galaxy map you can click on, and it will bring up the screenshots and previous videos from those locations. Oh, that should have, did that say, that should have been complete. Did it say, right, so that's saying insufficient genetic diversity. Right, so already scanned, yeah, so that is all done. Right, okay, so that is this system complete. Yeah, so yeah, last week was the first time I actually walked around inside the fleet carrier. This was the first time I've got out of my ship since well, I've basically done pretty much a full half circumference of the galaxy since I last visited a space station. So actually getting out and walking around inside the fleet carrier was different. But again, as it's part of the deep space support array, and those fleet carriers have been out for quite a while, they didn't have any of the Odyssey features in them yet, so I couldn't go to the pub or sell my plant data. I think I could have sold my exploration data if I wanted to, and I could have bought a ship. So I could actually see the ships in the fleet carrier, but yeah, that was the only internal feature that you could actually go and have a look at. The others were all not installed.
Power plant capacity exceeded. Landing gear retracted.
Yeah, so I'm in a Anaconda.
Frameshift drive charging.
This is the same ship I used on my last tour of the galaxy.
3, 2.
It currently has a maximum jump range of about 80. I think it's 80 light years. Should have a look at the ship. Yeah, so it's unladen, it's 80.45. With fuel, it's 77. The last tour I had it a little bit lighter. Last tour I was only carrying one SRV, which gave me about an extra 3 light years jump range. But I didn't want to risk losing an SRV. I've lost one SRV so far on this tour of the galaxy. I drove down a hole and it was too deep for the SRV to get out. It was on a relatively high G planet, and I had to leave the SRV and fly out on foot back to the ship. Fortunately, you can restock SRVs at fleet carriers, so I wasn't without an SRV for long. Right, let's go to the galaxy map. I think I'm going to need to plot in a new route. Right, so the next planet, and this is on the next system I'm going to be targeting, is it's another one from the Codex, and this will be to visit a kind of Fontecula, which I haven't seen previously. I don't think it's going to be too far away. This one probably is 3,000 light years, so that's going to be about 40 jumps. $50 jumps. Yeah, so probably won't get to that in this stream. But we'll head that way.
Frameshift drive charging.
If we do get there in this stream, it'll be a very boring stream because I won't be finding very much else if we can get there by the end. Right, so your Diamondback does 59 max unladen. And have you got the double engineered frameshift drive on that? I think I got my DBX to 70, although it doesn't have an SRV on it. So I use that for scouting for mining planets, mining locations rather than exploration. I think I did get a jump range of over 70, and I think it was possibly closer to 80 on my DBX. Yeah, the first time I did a long tour, I was in an Aspect Explorer, and I went to the centre of the galaxy, and on the way back I was searching for black holes, because back then this was pre-Horizons. Black holes were the fastest way to
Frameshift drive
skill up
charging.
in exploration. They gave you about 1 million, I think it's about 1 million per black hole. And later on I just started searching for systems with multiple black holes.
3, 2, 1, engage.
But yeah, you did have to go up to them and actually scan them, and quite often when you have a multiple black hole system there is a large gap between them.
Fuel scooping.
So the Guardian booster, that'll make a big difference. You can't. I don't think you can get the big one for the Diamondback, the one that gives you an extra 30%. I think you can probably get 20% extra. Right. So what I'm looking for is Earthlight worlds, ammonia worlds, and water worlds. If I find any of those, I will scan the system, because there is
Frameshift drive charging.
at least I'm assuming there is a higher chance of finding life in systems with water, and those planets are actually worth more, so I stop and scan those. I know for notable stellar phenomenon, there's a much higher chance of finding notable stellar phenomenon in systems with water worlds and Earthlight worlds. So I'm assuming it goes the same for the Xeno plant life.
Fuel scoping.
Yeah, on my last tour, most of the biological life that I found on planets was the anemones. So far on this tour, I don't think I have found a single anemone. So they must be quite rare. Again, on the first tour, I found most of them from the Codex.
Frameshift drive charging.
But yeah, not found a single one of those. I found quite a few crystal shards, which I didn't find many of on the first tour. And there's another type of plant from Horizons, which was, I think, bark. I have been on the planet where it's supposed to be, but I couldn't actually find any. Possibly because the planet I was on was very similar colour to the bark. But yeah, that is the only major species that I don't think I found any of yet.
System scan complete. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
So let's see. It looks like we've only got one star in this system. Yep.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah. So if you find the map in the about section, there is also a link on the map to the ship build and to my Lyra commander page. Although I haven't actually checked to see if that's updated recently. Have I found any alien artifacts randomly?
Fuel scoping.
I don't think I have. Although again, I haven't. I've not
Fuel scoping.
I've not really searched for it really. Yeah, pretty much all the Guardian stuff I have found because I knew it was there. I may have found some Fargoid stuff. Not on this tour of the galaxy, but I may have found Fargoid stuff in systems where I was heading because I knew something else was there, and I wasn't actually looking for Fargoid stuff, but it just happened to be that was in the system as well. But yeah, I've not found any while searching for Fargoid stuff. Yeah, I mean, again, the Holy Grail, I think, for exploring is finding either an unfound Guardian site or unfound Fargoid site, or Raxxla, of course, which, yeah, still a long way before we're going to find that, I think.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Right, what do we have in this system?
Fuel scoping.
42 bodies, it's quite a lot. Good chance of finding
Fuel
something with
scoping
life on it.
complete.
Right, so yeah, there's no Earth-like worlds, or many worlds, or water worlds, so I'll give that a skip. Again, there is probably a pretty good chance of there being life in this system, but if I stop in every system and scan them, this tour's going to take forever.
Frameshift drive charging.
So yeah, I don't really want to spend another 8 months to complete the tour, and I'm only just halfway through.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
And again, the first Spiral Arm of the Galaxy, I spent a lot more time playing than I have been since then. So yeah, I think I completed the first Spiral Arm in probably about 2.5 months.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
So are you a console player or a PC player?
Frameshift drive charging. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage.
Yeah, there is a video I've seen on YouTube. It's called Jumpaconda, and I think in that they managed to get a anaconda to jump about, I think it was about 88 light years unladen,
Fuel scoping.
and they
System scan.
they charged it on a neutron star, and I think they got
Fuel scoping
about
complete.
340 light years out of it, something ridiculously high. Was it well, not actually, it might have been 280.
Frameshift drive charging.
So you've only started in March. So you've got a Diamondback Explorer already. That's not too bad. Yeah.
Three, two,
My first month playing, I lost my ship with a full cargo of something. Doing a trading run to Sol. Someone opened fired on me and killed me, and I didn't have buyback.
fuel scoping.
So my first month of playing, I totally lost everything that I'd done and had to
Fuel
start from
scoping
scratch.
complete.
Yeah, so don't fly without buyback. So you've been playing Odyssey as well, or are you just playing in Horizons at the moment?
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three,
Right, so this half of the sector seems to be slightly less full than or slightly less full of life than the first half of the sector. I was making very slow progress through the galaxy because I kept finding stuff.
fuel scoping.
Yeah, I've been playing Odyssey
Fuel
as well.
scoping complete.
Yeah, so again, if you're playing Odyssey as well, then I imagine progress will probably be sort of split between Odyssey and Horizons, or sort on foot stuff and space stuff. So you've got twice as much stuff to progress through all in one go. Yeah, I started playing on day one when
Frameshift
it
drive
was
charging.
got its general release. So yeah, I've basically been doing everything in order when things have been released, but you've got all of that all in one go.
1. Engage.
Yeah, so I think there's still a lot of work yet to do with Odyssey.
Fuel scoping.
One of the things I would really like to see, which was mentioned by David Braben back before Elite was, or Horizons, Elite Dangerous was actually released,
Warning.
is zero-G combat. 'cause at the moment all the combat only takes place on planets, and although we can walk around in space stations, we are doing it with mag boots on, so we've got absolutely no idea what zero-G feels like.
Frameshift drive
There's
charging.
no combat on space stations, so yeah, I'd really like to see zero-G combat. It'd be particularly good in megaships and space stations.
Four,
And
three,
there's a few
2, 1.
orbiting.
Engage.
Not actually sure what they are. I'm assuming they're sort of refineries or factories, and it'd be good to be able to walk around those.
Fuel scoping.
Yeah, so I've got the
Fuel
size
scooping
6 fuel
complete.
scoop on this, which you really need in an Anaconda, because
Warning.
yeah, it does take up your
Temperature
biggest cargo slot, but Anaconda does use a lot of fuel.
critical. Frameshift drive charging.
So how far have you progressed in Odyssey? Have you managed to get any of the engineers in Odyssey yet?
2, 1. Engage.
Sorry, not zero combat, zero-G combat.
Fuel scoping.
I'm not sure, because I mean, on the planet, if you boost up,
Fuel scoping.
you can,
complete.
if you use a joystick or sort of walk backwards and forwards, then you will fly backwards and forwards and sideways. So yeah, zero-G flying about in the space suit might be a little bit different. Oh, we have a water world here. Yeah, again, what I would find interesting with zero-G combat is if you do have your mag boots on, then your opponents may actually be walking on the ceiling or the walls, which being able to transition between walls with mag boots would be interesting. Right, so what I'm looking for with the planets is features, biological features. So again, we've not found any yet. So that was, yeah, it's not an area. Right, so I'm just going to go through this quickly. So we've only 9 planets. Right, so that is the rocky one. Nothing on there. This one is, so let's say a smaller one on there. Alright, so we've just got the water world and one other to go. Right, so that's the water world. So I'll go and scan that. And that looks like the last one. Right, so there's no biology
System
in this
scan
system.
complete.
But I will go and scan the water world. I'm not sure if it still does, but in Horizons, when you scanned water worlds, quite often it said it contained water-based life form. I don't think it tells you that anymore. So you've got a few Odyssey engineers unlocked, but haven't really tried engineer anything yet. So yeah, it does take quite a long time to collect the resources for engineering. So yeah, when Odyssey came out, I spent about 2 months collecting the engineers in the bubble. I did intend to get up to elite in my mercenary rank before setting off on the tour, but because the graphics quality was so bad back then, I was getting like single figure frame rate in combat zones, so decided to do the exploration first, which doesn't matter so much if you've got a slow frame rate. I've now got a better graphics card, so I'm probably still, what am I getting? So I'm getting 70 frames, 65 to 70 frames while streaming. So if I wasn't streaming, that would be
Surface scan
probably
by
double that.
50%.
But on the Planet, I still own, well, while I'm streaming, I
Surface
still
scan
only get
complete.
about 20 to 30 frames a second. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to be streaming at any combat, because I don't really want to be doing combat at that sort of frame rate.
Frame shift drive charging.
But it's a lot better than it was when I left, because yeah, I was getting sort of 8 frames a second with my old graphics card when I wasn't streaming, depending on how much content there was in there.
4, 3,
Yeah,
2.
yeah. So again, I haven't actually been in a combat zone since I got the new graphics card, because I've been out touring the galaxy. I think I should probably get at least 60 frames a second now, while not streaming.
Fuel scoping.
I also used to do a lot of the CQC in the arena. I haven't done much of that since Odyssey came out. I think probably the frame rate for that would be okay now. But yeah, it's now just very hard to find somebody to fight against in the arena, because you don't get that many people doing it. Right, overheated it a little bit there. Should have left it to cool down a little bit longer before starting the next jump.
3, 2, 1. Engage.
Yeah, so there's no real point of me unlocking the Colonia engineers, because I don't, or at least the Odyssey Colonia engineers, because I don't think any of those give you anything that you can't get in the ball. It is worth unlocking the ship engineers in Colonia,
Fuel scoping complete.
because some of those can do improvements that the engineers in the bubble can't do.
Frame shift drive
And
charging.
also it enables you to bookmark blueprints, so that you don't have to keep going backwards and forwards. So you can I can basically engineer a full ship with only having to probably go and visit a couple of engineers for experimental effects.
Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Yeah, and there is a double engineered size 5 frameshift drive which is available from Technology Brokers. I'm not sure if that's what you got in your DBX, but that will give you a bit of a jump boost over what the normal engineered
Frame shift drive
frameshift
charging.
drives will give you. I think what it has is it's got extended range and light applied to the one unit. They only come in size 5, but I think the
3,
DBX
2,
uses size
1.
5.
Engage.
I just got a thing then. Was that a follow? Yes, I think it was.
Systems
Commander
scan
Beetlejude.
complete. Fuel
Welcome to
scoping.
the stream. You are the first visitor I've
Fuel
had
scooping complete.
who I've heard of. So yeah, thanks very much for the follow. And I do like your artwork. Yeah, I've seen you on the Elite Dangerous streams a couple of times, and yeah, lots of very good artwork. I was thinking of doing something similar myself, but I don't get around to actually
Frameshift drive
drawing
charging.
that much nowadays. Most of the artwork I've done in the last 20 years has been 3D stuff on for games rather than hand-drawn stuff.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Yeah, so yeah, if you look at the about section, there is a lot of screenshots in there, and I think there's, if you click on if you go to the map of the galaxy, there's loads of links, and there's also a link to the first tour of the galaxy. So there's lots of old Horizons screenshots in there as well.
Fuel scooping complete.
I did get into stellar screenshots. When was it? I think it was about August time. That's probably a bit later. It's probably the beginning of October
Frameshift
last
drive
year
charging.
for a screenshot of can't remember what they're called now. Tree pods. And so I got a close-up where the anaconda was in the middle of the tree pods, and they all looked very similar because we were right next to the sun and they were all glowing orange.
Fuel scooping.
Right, so this system looks like it's been visited before. It's showing all the planets
Fuel scoop
before I've
disengaged.
scanned it. So let's see. Right, so there's nothing I'm interested in. Right, let me show you what I'm actually going to see. So if we go to the codex, we're going to see the void, biological stuff, organics. Right, so we have just visited. We just came from the planet with with Femerolia on it, and we're now heading to see a type of Fontacula. Where is it? Femerolia. Yes. Ah, yeah. So yes, we're going to see these things. So I haven't seen those before. Actually, having said that, did I? Yeah. So I haven't seen those before. I've seen the other ones, even the rarer ones like that one and that one, but yeah, not seen any of those yet. So that is what we're heading for at the moment. What we just found were these, but the ones I found were red, so that must be a different colour. Right, okay, off to the next system.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, so let me go through some of the stats of what I've managed to find so far.
4, 3, 2.
Right, so I've now
Engage.
scanned nearly 600 plants. Of those, I found 190 different varieties, including different colours of plants.
Fuel scooping.
Yeah, on this tour of the galaxy so far, I've found
Fuel scope
Waiting for the
disengaged.
spreadsheet page to flip over. Right, so I found about 40 Earth-like worlds. Again, I've not been specifically looking for Earth-like worlds, but I have been stopping and scanning them when I found them. And I've also found about 28 notable stellar phenomenon. Now, some of those I have found from the
Frameshift
codex,
drive charging.
but a majority of those were in the two sectors which are furthest away from where we are at the moment. And pretty much every water world in those sectors have notable stellar phenomenon in there. But apart from those two sectors, I've only found one notable stellar phenomenon by chance.
Fuel scoping. Fuel scope
system.
disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
How many systems we got to go? 28. So that's almost halfway. Right, so notable stellar phenomenon. They are biological plants that live in space rather than on a planet. When we get to the next system, I'll get the codex up again and show you what they look like.
Fuel scoping.
Alright, so yeah, so these two sectors, I think it's these two, might be these two sectors are the ones with the most notable stellar phenomenon in there. If we click on here and go for biology, go for organics. So yeah, so these are the tree pods, or the things on the end of the tree pods, and they're the trees that I was talking about. We've got metallic crystals, ice crystals, silicates, these mineral spheres. Actually, that's one of the pods, and yeah, so they're the only ones in that sector. I did find some in these two sectors. They are, I think they're called Gaia trees. Yeah, these things are Gaia trees, and there's Gaia pods as well. So I think these Gaia trees release these Gaia pods. These are anemones that I was talking about earlier. So anemones can grow on planets without atmospheres, so they were available in Horizons, along with these crystal shards. I found a few of those by chance. And there's also, I think it was in this sector. Oh, we've got some Xeno activity in that sector as well. This bark. I haven't found any of that yet. I think these were also available in Odyssey. Sorry, in Horizons, and this is another kind of notable stellar phenomenon, along with these. And I think with these ones, when you turn your headlights on the ship, if you're pointing at them, they sort of release a burst and try and fly away. Yeah. Right, what's in this system? Earth-like ammonia and water worlds. I've got another
Fuel
person joined us as well, so
complete.
welcome to the stream. Beetlejude, have Frontier asked you to do any more streams coming up in the future?
Frameshift drive charging.
I was quite interested in the lore sort of series they were doing before they stopped streaming last year. I was hoping to
3, 2,
see a bit more of those because I don't spend a great deal of time reading the codex.
fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Right, okay. Yeah, it's been relatively quiet so far since the beginning of the stream. Would have thought I found something by now. But I'm sort of also pleased to be making some progress through the galaxy.
Engage.
I mean, again, the idea of the tour is to get up to elite in xenobiology. I think if I went back and cashed in everything I have in the databanks now, I'd probably achieve that. Secondary goal is to become
Fuel scoping.
quadruple elite in
System scan.
exploration. So I'm currently
Fuel
at,
scoping
I think
complete.
I'm currently at 3. I can't remember. Is it? Oh, it's
Warning,
5
temperature
triple.
critical.
Yeah, 5 elites for exploration. So I'm currently at 2. I suspect if I cashed in, I would probably get to elite 5 for exploration at the moment.
Frameshift drive charging.
I didn't stop to see what was in this system.
Frameshift
It would also be nice
drive
if I managed to get to elite 5 for xenobiology as well by the time I finish the tour. I noticed that some people have already got xenobiology 5, so
charging.
they seem to get that very quickly. So I'm a little bit suspicious of how they managed to do that, unless there are much faster ways of doing it, like find one planet with 8 forms of life very close to each other and just keep flying backwards and forwards and sending the same data. I'm not sure if that's a quicker way of doing it. There's probably
Fuel
also a
scoping.
website now that tells you how to skill up in that quickly, like the
Fuel scoping complete.
Roads to Riches website for normal exploration. Right, so nothing there.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage.
So Beetlejude, do you stream as well?
Fuel
I've
scoping.
not seen your name down as a streamer. I know you're very involved in the
Fuel
community.
scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage.
Let's have a quick look at the galaxy map now. After we've scanned the system
Fuel
and
scoping.
see precisely where we are and how far we're going to go.
Fuel scoping complete. Warning, temperature critical.
Oh, we have another water world. So no features on that planet. Oh, we've got one behind the star there. That one's right on the edge. Yeah, can't quite. I think there's two there as well, so I can't quite scan that one. And nothing on there. Oh, that's the water world. There's two here, see what they are. Geology, so I'm not interested in geology. And nothing on that one. Right, so I've got a feeling the rest are behind the planet, so we'll fly to the water world, scan that, and then turn around and scan the rest of the system. Right, so that's 1,000 light seconds to get there. Let's have a look, see what we've got in the system so far. Right, so it looks like we're missing the first two planets, and two of those are close together, so one of them's probably a moon, and that's the only one that would be possible, or the most likely one to have life on it. Right, so yeah, just get a little bit closer to the planet and scan that. It's a water world, so we're only scanning it for the money. Not going to be landing there. Yeah, so I have the engineered. I think I have the double engineered probes, which gives me about an extra
Surface scan
50%
by 50%.
on the radius, which means I can do
Surface scan complete.
most 7 probe planets in 4 probes. Right, let's have a look now at the rest of the system. So looks like these are either binary or a planet of the moon. No features on either of those. I forgot to check if the water world was terraformable or not. Oh, I should point it out. Let's have a look now. No, I didn't realise you can't actually scan planets if you're too close to them.
System scan complete.
Right, okay, so I didn't actually check to see what was on that last one. Yeah, nothing on there, so we will head off to the next system.
Frameshift drive charging.
I said we were going to show you where we are on the galaxy map, so let's go to the galaxy map now. Right, okay. Right, so we're in the void. This was the destination for Distant Worlds 2, or possibly Distant Worlds 3, I can't remember which one. They were visiting the westernmost point, which is around about there. We're going to be following the spiral arm around and eventually to Colonia, and then into the centre from Colonia, and follow the next spiral arm back all the way around past Sol to the tip of the galaxy, the far tip of the galaxy from where we are at the moment, and then back to Sol. I've got a lot of bookmarks all over the place here. That was from my previous tour of the galaxy. So I've not actually used bookmarks for this one. I've just kept everything in a spreadsheet. Right. Okay. So we're heading inwards a little bit more than I thought we were. And the next fleet carrier we're visiting is somewhere around here in the next sector. So I think we'll be heading there and then somewhere up there and then off to the next fleet carrier. Right, here we go.
Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Right, so nothing in this sector. Sector of the system.
2, 1, engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Right, just some rocky worlds there, so we'll just keep it going.
Frameshift drive charging.
So has anyone got any questions about the tour of the galaxy they want to ask, or about Elite itself? Yeah, as I said earlier, I have been playing since day one, so
3, 2,
I can answer
engage.
most questions. I've been out touring since July, so if it's an Odyssey question of the more recent content, then I won't be familiar with that. I still haven't seen the new SRV.
Fuel scoping.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting one of those when I get to Colonia.
Fuel scoping complete.
Although the two-player feature of that won't be of much use to me unless
Frameshift
somebody joins me.
drive charging.
I don't know anybody who's currently in Colonia. Or again, we're talking several months away, so there may be somebody by then.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Fuel scoping.
Right, 18
Fuel
bodies in this
scoping
system.
complete.
Yep, nothing we're interested in.
Frameshift drive charging.
I think so far the biggest system I found had something like 98 bodies. It did take quite a while to scan that system.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Although none of those bodies were Ammonia Worlds, Water Worlds or Earth likes, so the only reason I scanned that system was because there were so many bodies there.
Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Right, that's another system with nothing we're interested in.
Frameshift drive charging.
Right, 16 jumps. So 16 jumps. There's a 50-50 chance we'll get to the system we're after by the end of this stream.
3, 2, 1. Engage.
Yeah, I've got about 15 minutes left. At least I suspect I've got 15 minutes left. It might be a bit less than that. And it will probably take a little bit longer than that to actually get to do 15 jumps.
Fuel scoping.
I'll try and do them as fast as possible.
Fuel scoping complete.
Right, so let's see if we can
Frameshift drive charging.
get there by 9 o'clock.
Four, 3, 2,
Should
1.
we
Engage.
10 o'clock in-game time? Or 20? No, actually 8 o'clock. Now we're behind. Yeah, yes, now behind us. So.
Fuel scoping.
Right, 13 bodies. in the
Fuel
system.
scoping complete.
Interested in any of those?
Frameshift drive charging.
Right, so it takes about a minimum of 45 seconds per system.
2.
That's if you're not refueling and not scanning the system. So theoretically it's possible. It's just generally speaking, I normally only get about 45 jumps done in an hour.
Fuel scoping. System scan complete.
Right, system scan's complete, so I don't actually need to do
Fuel
anything else to
scoping
scan the
complete.
system.
Frame shift drive charging.
Right, what are we going to find next?
2, 1, engage. Fuel scoping.
Right, so 12 bodies here. Again, nothing we're interested in.
Fuel scope disengaged. Frame
And
shift drive
straight off to the
charging.
next system. So we're making good time at the moment. Still 12 jumps to go and about 12 minutes to get there. So we're looking okay at the moment.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage. Fuel scoping.
Alright, 11
Fuel
bodies in the
scope
system.
disengaged.
Oh,
Frame shift drive charging.
same type of planet, not ones we're interested in.
Four, 3, 2, 1, engage. Fuel scoping.
Alright, 9 bodies in this system.
Fuel scoping complete.
Again, we're not interested in any of them, so straight
Frame
on to the
shift
next one.
drive charging.
So a little bit soon, we're going to overheat a little bit. I'll have to abandon that frame shift
Frame
drive.
shift
Let's cool
drive
down a little
charging.
bit more. Yeah, I've had a few near misses on the tour so far, most of which have
3,
been
2, engage.
either crashing into the planet because I've not been taking notice while landing, or crashing into the planet because I've been trying to find Osseous. I've been flying at low level on planet's surface looking for Osseous disks or spirals. I had a fleet carrier open fire on me, and that did kill me. That's while I was taking a screenshot of the fleet carrier, and it said I was too close to a landing pad, despite the fact I was actually miles away from a landing pad, and then decided to open fire on me. And I also got killed. The ship wasn't destroyed, but I was killed by standing on the ship trying to take a screenshot again. And if you wave at your ship, you tell you're basically dismissing your ship and you're telling it to leave. So I accidentally waved at the ship while I was standing on it, and then it took off with me on it, which killed me. Didn't give me a chance to jump off.
System scan.
But because of the circumstances of that and the fact I was streaming at the time, Frontier very kindly reinstated all the data that I lost. At least they told me they have. I haven't got around to selling it yet to find out.
Shift drive charging.
Right, so how are we doing for time? 8 jumps and It's 9 minutes. So looks like we could just make it.
2, 1, engage.
Yeah. So whatever you do, don't wave at your ship while you're standing on it. It will take off. Since then, I have removed the wave
Fuel
emoji
scoping.
from my quick keys, so I can't do it again by accident.
Fuel scoping complete.
Right, nothing there.
Frameshift drive charging.
Oh, overheating again.
Frameshift drive charging.
Normally I try and keep the heat below 60% before turning frameshift drive on.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage. Fuel scoping.
As the DBX run cooler, can you jump to the next system at a higher temperature?
Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, I mean this ship runs pretty cool. I've got a very small power supply unit, and most of the stuff on the ship I have turned off. So I'm actually carrying 2 auto maintenance units, although there's not really a need for that now that we have the deep space support array. But yeah, last time I toured the Galaxy, I only stopped
Fuel
once, and that was at Colonia.
Fuel scoping
Actually, no, I stopped
complete.
twice. There's another space station near Sol that or just outside the bubble, that I stopped at, and I stopped in the centre of the Galaxy as well. So it's 3 times. But yeah, I toured the entire Galaxy, only stopping 3 times, and the second half of that I did without stopping at anywhere to repair. So back then, having
Frameshift
auto
drive
field
charging.
maintenance units was far more of a requirement than it is now. I have used them a couple of times now on this tour, but I haven't needed 2. Because again, the reason you need 2 is so that so you can repair the field maintenance units, basically, so that you can, if one of them gets destroyed, then you can repair that on the way. But yeah, so with the field maintenance units, the only thing you can't repair is the power distribution
Fuel
unit.
scoping.
And I think I arrived back in the bubble with
scoping complete.
around 60% health left on my power distribution unit.
Warning, temperature critical.
But on this tour, the limpet repair
Frameshift drive
has
charging.
been far more useful, because pretty much all the damage I have gained on this tour of the Galaxy has been crash damage rather than overheating damage, and that the limpet controller,
3, 2,
limpet repair controller, is far more useful. So yeah, I do recommend you carry one of those with you, but you could probably get away without the field auto maintenance units if you're doing a really long tour. The other
Fuel
thing I added
scoping.
to the ship for this tour was the
Fuel scoping complete.
the standard docking computer, and I only added that because it will now land on planets for you. I was hoping having this standard docking computer for landing on planets would make it easier to land on rocky, bumpy surfaces, but I do find majority of the time it's easier to land on a planet manually on rough terrain than it is with a docking computer. So this system's already been visited.
Fuel scoping.
Seven bodies.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
And oh, we have Ammonia World. Right, so I don't think this is our destination planet. No, we've got 2 jumps to go to get to that. So, but it looks like we aren't going to make it to there by 8 o'clock, because I've just found looks like binary Ammonia Worlds. Yep, previously scanned as suspected, but yeah, we have binary Ammonia Worlds there. I think that's the first time I've ever found binary Ammonia Worlds. Oh. Let's see what else we have in the system. Right, so no features there. None there. None there.
System scan complete.
Yeah, so I've scanned that. So I'm going to go on a little bit longer with the stream, so we may get to the planet we're aiming at. But let's go and scan these Ammonia Worlds first. So Ammonia Worlds are worth about 1.8 million when you scan them. I know there was a project to be able to terraform Ammonia Worlds, but I'd never seen that as a. I've never seen an Ammonia World that's terraformable. So I'm not sure if that project to terraform Ammonia Worlds was abandoned, but I do remember that in the codex at some point. Right, so it's only 700 light seconds, so it's not going to take us long to get there. Actually, we can go a little bit faster as well. Overshoot now. Just do a bit of a dip so that we don't overshoot. Doesn't matter if you overshoot a little bit when you're scanning the planets, you can turn around and scan them as you fly by. Alright, well that one's closer, so we'll do that one first and then go and do the other one. I'm pretty sure that's going to scan completely, so I'll head towards the next one while we're waiting for the probes to land.
Surface scan by 50%. Surface scan complete.
Yeah, so that one scanned completely, and let's head off. Oh, we've already headed off to the next one. Right, okay.
Surface scan by 50%. Surface scan complete.
Right, okay, that's that complete. So that's everything we want to do in this system. Yeah, that's the first time I've ever found binary ammonia worlds, so that's new.
Frameshift drive charging.
That has taken us 3 minutes left, so we didn't make it to the planet we're after. But I've got a few more minutes left, so we should be able to make it there and hopefully see. It depends how many planets with life on there are there, but hopefully we'll be able to find the rare Fonticula and have a look at that before the end of the stream.
Fuel scoping.
Right, so there's 21 bodies in this system.
Fuel scoping
See
complete.
what we got. Yeah, so there's no Earth-like ammonia or water worlds there.
Frameshift drive charging.
It's going to overheat a bit if we do it from there, so get away from the star a little bit, cool down.
Frameshift drive charging.
Right, so yeah, the next system is the one that we've identified from the codex. So that should have biology in there. Quite often with those systems that I've identified from codex, I've found quite a lot of life there, and some of the other life is life I haven't found previously and is also not mentioned in the codex, or at least it's not mentioned as being in that system in the codex. So I'm not really sure how it decides
Fuel scoping.
when to put an entry in the codex.
Fuel scoping complete.
So yeah, this system has been scanned previously as we'd expect, it being in the codex. And no, there's not many planets here, so hopefully there won't be that many with life on. Biology 2, so straight away we found one with biology on there. So that's A9, it's got 2. Just keep a note of that in case I need to come back. E9 has got 2 life on it. Looks like we have a secondary star, and that's got life on it as though, so maybe that's A6 is 1, so that one is most likely just bacteria. Nothing on that one. One on there, so A4's got 1 on it. None on that one. What do we have here? There's One on there, 88. A8, A5 has got one. So nearly every planet in this system's got life on it, which is quite rare. That one, A3, has got two. What do we have
System
here?
scan
A7.
complete.
Right, so I will head off to A3 to begin with. That had two. Let's target it there. That's got the closest one with two forms of life on. 9 times out of 10, if there is just one form of life on the planet, it is bacteria. Occasionally it can be Funticula or stratum or even crystal shards. But we have a higher chance of finding it on the planet with two. I'm going to overshoot again. Yeah, so if you realise you're going to overshoot, instead of doing a full loop of shame, if you just dip down, throttle down and dip down so you're not pointing at the planet, and then you can then turn back to the planet. It's a lot quicker than flying past it totally and having to do a full 90 degrees turn. Oh, sorry, full 180 degrees turn. Right, okay. Slow down a little bit and then we can fire some probes at it. We've got a nice blue and white planet.
Surface scan by 50%. Surface scan complete.
Right, there we have. So that is Funticula. It seems to be pretty much anywhere on the planet. Whether it is the right planet with the right variety of it, we won't know until we land. But let's go down and take a look. So I try and land somewhere near the line between night and day, so we can get a nice screenshot. I'm just going to head over here.
Orbital flight
Right,
engaged.
the area we're landing is the turquoise areas. They are the highest intensity. So let me just get up a little bit higher. I'm going to head just down just yet. Can't quite see the line between night and day. It's probably a bit further away. Looks like we've got a sort of bluey pink atmosphere. That should be pretty when we turn around and look at the sun. Right, so I'll go and land somewhere in the middle of that turquoise zone. So the white looks a little bit more pinky now. We get closer. We have a sort of very pinky purple sky as well. turn around and have a look to see what the sun looks like. So we're, and judging by those shadows over there, it looks like we're pretty close
Landing gear deployed.
night and day region, which means we should have a nice low sun in the sky. And oh, it's looking very pretty. Yeah, so a nice pinky sky there. Right, so we should be able to see back a little bit. I think the ground's a little bit smoother behind us. You should be able to see the plants out the window. You can normally see it before you land. Yeah, there's some over there. Right. I'm going to take a screenshot from within the ship. Although, well, not within the ship, while I'm within the ship, because that is a very pretty sky we've got there. Let's just go back a bit, get the whole of the ship in. Yeah, right, okay, so I'm going to take a screenshot there. Right, so I just need to save that. Right, so you think the turquoise has the most life it could have? Again, I go by the heat map when I'm doing that. But yeah, I mean, it could have it. It didn't look like the heat map matched the turquoise zones very well, and we haven't landed in the turquoise area. Right, so just save that. So I'll save all the screenshots with the name of the planet we're on. Right, so that's the planet we're on. I do like this new feature where you can just click on the copy name, and it will copy the name into your paste buffer, so you can then, or your clipboard, so you can then paste it straight into something else. Right, so that is one. Let's go get the SRV out and go and have a look at, see if these are what we're after. They do look different to ones I've seen on other planets, so hopefully this is the right type.
Low gravity warning.
There's quite a lot. There's sort of some just behind us as well. Yeah, so these are what we're after. Let's get out and scan one. Right, so let's have a good close look. Now, some of these are translucent, so if I go and look, I've got the lights from the SRV shining on this. So if we look at it from the other side, we may get a different colour coming through. Yeah, it looks like it's just the pods that are translucent, not the whole of it. It's got a little fern type leaves on the top. And right, so the smaller ones look a little bit like the cactus shaped Fonticula. The big ones are sort of totally different. All right, okay. I'll take another screenshot of these. Let's scan them first, though. Right, so it is Fluctus amethyst. So Actually, I've come out all this way to scan these, and I have already actually found Fluctus. I have found one, but it was emerald. So yeah, it isn't something new to me. But I haven't found amethyst before. Right, okay, let's take a screenshot of that now. Yeah, so I've been using the camera suite to take all the screenshots. So try and find a nice angle where we get that sunset and we get a close-up of the cactus. Can we get that? Just go back a little bit further, see if there's another one. Yeah, right, so that's now got everything I want in it. So it's got the SRV, me, the ship, and the sunset. Right, so that's a screenshot. And I will save that one, and I will call that the end of the stream. So thanks very much for watching. We've had quite a lot of people join us today, and up to 4 people watching at one point. I will possibly be streaming again tomorrow. I normally stream Wednesdays and weekends. Just today I had some extra time, so I thought I'd put another stream in, and the start point I wanted to get that on video, so that's why I put an extra stream in today. And let's just save that screenshot. Yeah, right, so that's all done now. I'm going to call that a day. Thanks very much for watching. Hopefully I'll see you again in the future, and fly safely. So bye bye.